सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। मस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् न विलक्षणत्वादस्य तथा त्वं च शब्दात्। अस्य जगतः ब्रह्म न निमित्तकारणं न प्रकृतिश्च। स्वास्यकसे ब्रह्मस्य जगतः निमित्तकारणं प्रकृतिश्च इत्यस्य पक्षस्य आक्षेपः स्मृतिनिमित्तः परिहृतः। That the objection to this position that Brahman is the material cause as well as efficient cause, the objection is raised based on Smriti, says Sankhya Yoga. Akshepah Parihritah, that objection was dealt with in the previous Adhikaranam. Because those Smritis do not have their source in the Shrutis, and so therefore if you accept one Smriti, it contradicts other Smriti, and therefore Smriti which does not have the basis in Veda is not Pramanam. Therefore the Sankhya view is not the Pramanam for determining the nature of the cause of creation. Tarka nimitta idanim akshepah parihriyate. Now is begun the refutation of the objection based on tarka or the reasoning. Kutah punah अस्मिन् अवधारिते आगमार्थे तर्कनिमित्तस्य आक्षेपस्य अवकाशः. So question is raised. When agamartha, when it is determined from the Vedas, meaning from the Upanishads, that Brahman is Jagat Karanam, Brahman is the cause, material cause and the efficient cause, Janmadyasya yatah. When it is so determined from the Vedas, how can tarka, how can reasoning be, how can reasoning oppose that? How can reasoning or tarka question the conclusion that is arrived at by the Shruti? Nanu dharma eva brahmani api anapeksha agamo bhavitum arhati. This agam or the Veda is anapeksha. It is independent pramanam. Agama is the independent means of knowledge with reference to dharma. Meaning with reference to Vedic karmas and sadhya sadhana sambandha. So with reference to such issues or as Jyotishtoma and Swarga, the Veda is the independent means of knowledge. Meaning what the Vedas say cannot be questioned by Tarka or any other means of knowledge. Similarly, Brahma also is the subject matter of Veda. So, if dharma, which is determined by Veda, cannot be questioned by other means of knowledge as Tarka, then why should Brahma, which is also determined by Veda, why should that be questioned? Meaning that how can Tarka have the scope in questioning the conclusion or view of the Vedas? So, Dharma and Brahma both are the subject matters of Veda. Just as Veda is independent with reference to Dharma, it should also be independent with reference to Brahma. Bhaved ayam avashtambah yadi pramanantaran anavagahyah agamatra prameha ayam artha syad anushtherupiva dharma. Purva Pakshi says, as far as dharma is concerned, anushtheya rupaha. Dharma is something to be done, to be performed, to be accomplished. So Jyotishtama is to be performed and Swarga is to be accomplished. So thus in terms of the rituals which are to be performed, in terms of Swarga etc. which are to be accomplished, it is true that because they are not perceptible, Tarka or the reasoning can have scope only with reference to things that are perceptible. It is not perceptible things, therefore we admit that as far as dharma is concerned, the conclusion or what is revealed by Shruti cannot be questioned by Tarka. However, as far as Brahma is concerned, parinishpandam tu rupam bratu brahma avagamyate. Whereas Brahma is parinishpannam, a pre-existing entity, an already existing entity. Parinishpanne cha vastuni pramanantaranam asti avakashah yatha prathivyadishu. Just as with reference to existing entities such as earth is an example. Even if there is a description of earth in the Vedas, still earth is available for perception. And therefore, even though Vedas may say something about earth, it is possible to question what the Vedas says based on perception, because earth is a pre-existing entity available for perception, etc. So they are quoting here a general rule about pre-existing entities. So whatever are pre-existing entities should be available for means of knowledge other than Veda also, because they are already existing, therefore they should be perceived. We can infer about them. Yatha cha shrutinam paraspara nirodhe sati. It is not that you never dismiss or never question what the Shruti says. The Shruti, what Shruti is, also is often questioned. Yathaja Shrutinam Paraspara Virodhe Sati. Sometimes it appears as though the different statement of Shruti contradict each other. Then, Ekavashena Itaraha Niyante. Then whatever is the Prabala Shruti, whatever is the Shruti having a greater force or power, other Shruti statements are interpreted in keeping with that. Just as we saw earlier how this statement about the creation in Chhandogya Upanishad is to be interpreted in keeping with that of the Taittiriya Upanishad. Evam pramanantara virodhevi tadvasheneva shruti niyata. Suppose Shruti says that ice is hot. Suppose Shruti says fire is cold, let us say. In that case, since fire is a pre-existing entity available for other means of knowledge such as perception, therefore, if what the Shruti says contradicts what the perception says, then we will interpret the Shruti also accordingly. Adityo yupaha. Just as the sacrificial post is Aditya, is sun. Sacrificial post is called sun. Now we know sacrificial post is an existing entity. We can perceive that. We know that it is not sun. S-U-N sun. Therefore, that statement has to be interpreted accordingly to accommodate perception. So you cannot dismiss perception and say, Shruti also cannot simply dismiss perception and say it wants to say. Or just because Shruti says something doesn't make it right. If it contradicts the other means of knowledge, if other means of knowledge have a scope with reference to something, then we cannot accept Shruti as it is if it contradicts what we understand from other means of knowledge. Similarly, so therefore, pramanantara virodhepi. If what the Shruti says with reference to Jagat Karanam, that Brahman is the material cause of creation, if that contradicts other means of knowledge such as Tarka, then we have to interpret Shruti in keeping with Tarka. Drishta samyena cha adrushtamartham samarthayanti yukti anubhavasya sannikrishyate. Now when it comes to experience, the Purva Pakshi says that the tarka or reasoning is closer to experience than Shruti is. Because drishta samyena adrushtamartham samarthayanti. By similarity with something that is known, such as smoke. So you know that wherever the smoke is, there the fire must be. Now you see the smoke, which smoke is similar to the smoke you have seen elsewhere. Drishta samyena. Also you also seen the association of smoke and the fire. So that's a drishta samya. There is a concomitant relationship between smoke and fire. Wherever smoke is, the fire is. So drishta samyena adrushtamartham samarthayanti. In some place you only see the smoke, do not see the fire. Then also with tarka you arrive at the conclusion that there is fire, which is adrushtam, which is not perceptible. Yukti anubhavasya sannikrishyate. This yukti, which enables you to know the fire, existence of fire, is closer to experience than viprakrushyate tu shruti aitihyamatreena swartha abhidhanat. Whereas what the Shruti says has its basis in what? What the Tarka says has its basis in perception. What the Shruti says does not have basis in perception, it has basis merely in the tradition. Dogmatic tradition sometimes. Because Father in heaven, now that's what is said, nobody can verify that. so if you accept it, that's a dogmatic tradition. So what the scripture says is only tradition is coming down. You know why? So the pravada paramparya matrena. It's only karanopakarana, heard from one to the other. That's how it is coming down to us. And so that is not based on perception. What the Shruti says is not based on perception, is based on what we hear, from tradition. Whereas what the Tarka says is based on perception. Somewhere the perception is there, based on that you come to conclusion here. Anubhava avasanam cha brahma vijnanam. Now knowledge of Brahma is an experience. Immediate. It's an aparoksha jnanam, immediate experience. And avidyayaha nivartakam moksha sadhanam cha dushtafalataya ishyade. That Brahma Vijnanam, which culminates into the realization of Brahman as one's own self, it is desirable that it should result into Drishtafala, an immediate result by way of dispelling the ignorance. So, the Aparoksha Jnanam, immediate knowledge of Brahman as a self, by dispelling the ignorance, brings about moksha, which is the immediate result. Result that is experienced, result that is seen now. And therefore, Tarka is closer to Brahma Vidya than Shruti is. But Brahma Vidya also is an experience, Drishtaphalam. And Tarka is closer to Drishta than Shruti is. Further, Shruti happy. Then somebody said, suppose you say that Naisha Tarkena Mati Apaneya. But the Shruti clearly says that this Mati, this knowledge cannot be arrived at by Tarka, by reasoning. But that is Arthavada. And statement of Arthavada is not as strong as the statement of Vidhi. Look in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is said, Shruti hapi Shrutavya Mantavya iti Shravanam Vyatirekena Mananam Vidadhati. So Shruti enjoins Mantavya, Mananam, meaning reflection with reference with the help of Tarka. So reasoning. Shruti also enjoins reasoning, thereby showing the necessity of reasoning over and above Shravanam. Tarkamapi adartavyam darshayati. The Tarka also has adara. Tarka also is important. That's what the Shruti also says. So Vidhi says, Shruti enjoins Tarka in the process of knowledge. So even though Kathopanishad may say that this mati or knowledge cannot be arrived at by Tarka, it is to be taken as Arthavada, and Arthavada is not as strong as the Vidhi or the statement of enjoyment. Atah Tarka nimittah punah akshepah kriyate. Therefore, since Tarka is with reference to experience, Tarka is closer to experience than Shruti is, therefore Akshepa, questioning or objection by Tarka has a scope. And therefore Purvapakshi questions or takes an objection to the vision of the Shruti or what is arrived by the Shruti. Na virakshanatvat asyeti. Owing to the dissimilarity of nature, Brahman cannot be the material cause of the creation. So now we are on page 356. We can look at the Ratnavara also before that. Purvottara Pakshayoho Samanvaya Asiddhi tat siddhischeti purvavat phalam. Purva pakshasya samanvaya asiddhi. According to Purva Paksha, samanvaya is not there, meaning that we cannot say that the Vedas have their purport only in Brahma, because Sadeva Somya Idamagrasit, there the word Sat should be in Pradhanam. And therefore you cannot say that all the Upanishads concur with reference to Brahman being the cause of creation. Samanvaya asiddhi. And Uttara Pakshasya tat siddhi. Where Uttara Paksha, the Paksha of the Siddhanti, has siddhi, meaning that we can show the Samanvaya or the purport that all the Upanishad consistently say the same thing. So what is the Tarka? Jagat na Brahma Prakritikam tad vilakshanatvad yadyad vilakshanam tad na prakritikam tad na tad prakritikam yasa mud vilakshanaha ruchakadaya ityartha. Okay, we'll come to that. So now, going to the next sentence. Yaduktam chetanam brahma jagatah karanam prakrutihi iti tanna upapadyate. So Purva Paksha, Yaduktam chetanam brahma jagatah karanam. That what you said in the first chapter. Janmadyasyatah, the first adhyaya of the Brahma Sutra. What has been said is that Chetanam Brahma Jagatah Karanam. Brahman, that is of the nature of consciousness, is the Karanam, the material cause of Jagat, of the universe. So this is the conclusion arrived at in the first chapter of Brahma Sutra. Tat na upapadyate. That is not in keeping with upapatti or reasoning. So says Nyaya Nirnaya, Brahmana Jagat Prakrutitvam Pratipadittatvat Nanupannamiti. But why do you say that? We ask him, on what basis do you say? Already in the Samanvaya, it has been established that Brahma is Jagat Karanam. Then how can you question it? So we say, Kasmat. On what basis do you say that what Upanishad said is not valid? The answer is given. Tatra sopaskaram hetumaha. Along with other factors, the hetu is being stated, vilakshanatvad. Vilakshanatvadasya vikarasya prakrutyaha asya vikarasya prakrutyaha vilakshanatvad. That's how to read. Asya vikarasya, of this universe, which is vikara, which is a modification, prakrutyaha vilakshanatvad. So this universe, which is an effect, is vilakshanam, dissimilar in nature, prakruti from prakruti or the material cause, which is Brahman. The reason is that this Jagat has a characteristic quite contrary to that of the material cause, which is Brahman. Says Nyaya Nirnaya, Jagat Brahmanoho mitho vilakshatvam drushti shrutibhyam spashtayati. That Jagat and Brahma are mutually different in nature or dissimilar in nature is drushti shrutibhyam. From experience and from the Shruti, both of them. So vilakshanatvam, the dissimilarity is clarified here by drushti and Shruti. Idam hi. So Bhashyakara says, Idam hi Brahma karyatvena अभिप्रेयमाणं जगत् ब्रह्म विलक्षणम् अचेतनम् अशुद्धं च दृश्यते. So first drishti, this is what we find. Idam jagat, this universe, brahma karyatvena abhipreyamanam, this jagat which is said to be the effect of Brahman, brahma vilakshanam achetanam ashuddham cha drishyate. Everybody sees that this jagat is quite different, dissimilar to Brahman. What is jagat? Achetanam ashuddham cha drishyate. This jagat is found to be achetanam, unconscious, ashuddham, impure. This is a matter of experience, that this universe which you claim to be the product of Brahman is seen to be insentient as well as impure. Brahmacha jagad vilakshanam chetanam shuddham cha shruyate. So what you see is one thing and what you are told is another thing. This is Shruti. So Brahmacha jagad vilakshanam chetanam shuddham cha shruyate. Shrutya pratipadyate. And Shruti says that Brahman is chetanam, it is consciousness, shuddhanam is pure or holy. So Brahman is said to be pure or holy and it is consciousness. And Jagat is seen to be unconscious and impure. So drishti shrutibhyam spashtayati. So drishti is one thing, what we experience about Jagat is one thing, and what the Shruti says about Brahman is another thing. Says Nyaya Tayoho mitho vailakshanyebhi kim ayatam. Alright. Suppose Jagat and Brahman are dissimilar in nature. So what's the big deal? So what does it mean? Iti ashankya nachayati. So Bhashyakara says nacha vilakshanatve prakriti vikara bhavo drishtaha. Nacha vilakshanatve. When cause and effect, when two things are dissimilar in nature, prakriti vikara bhava, prakriti material cause, vikara the effect. So two things having dissimilarity in nature are not seen to be related with each other as material cause and effect. So two entities which are dissimilar in nature are not seen to be related to each other as the material cause and effect. Adrishtatvam spashtayan vyaptimaha. So, na prakriti vikara bhava drishtaha. We do not find this bhava relationship of prakriti, the material cause, and vikara effect between two entities which are dissimilar in nature. Where do you not see? So, adrishtatvam spashtayan vyaptimaha. That this is not seen is clarified, and a general rule is being stated, nahi iti. So Bhashyakara says, nahi ruchaka deha vikaraha mrit prakritika bhavanti sharavadayo va suvarna prakritikaha. Nahi ruchaka deha. Ruchaka means a gold necklace. The gold necklace and other ornaments, vikaraha, which are modifications, which are effects. Mrut prakritikaha na bhavanti. So mrut means clay. So clay and the golden necklace are quite dissimilar in nature. So we never find that clay or earth is the material cause of the golden necklace. It cannot be dissimilar in nature, and we do not see the relationship of the cause and effect between them. Sharavadayo va suna prakritikaha. nor do you find earthen plates, etc., as made of gold. So, earthen plate and gold have dissimilar in nature, are dissimilar in nature. We do not find them enjoying the cause and effect relationship. So, this is our experience. Vyatireka muktva anvayam vyachaste. This Vyatireka. How? Where the gold is, there the earthen plates are not, and vice versa. Now, Anvaya is stated where the concomitance is there. Mruda evatu. Mruda evatu. Mrudanvitaha vikaraha. Prakriyante. Suvarnena cha. Suvarnvanvitaha. Mruda only with the clay or with the earth, that mrudanvikaha vikaraha prakriyante. You can bring about the modifications or effect of earthen pots, etc., from earth. And suvarna nature, suvarnanvitaha. And we find that the modifications of the gold inhere the properties of gold. So, golden ornaments inhere the properties of gold. And so, golden ornaments and gold have similar in nature. Or the earthen pots and earth are similar in nature. Therefore, we find them enjoying a cause and effect relationships. So, Vyatireka and Anvaya both are stated. Now, look at Ratnaprabha. Jagat na brahma prakritikam tad vilakshanatvad. So, this is Purvapaksha, Anumanam. Jagat na brahma prakritikam. Jagat does not have prakriti, or Brahman is not the material cause of Jagat. Tad vilakshanatvad, because Jagat or the universe, its characteristics are quite dissimilar in nature from Brahman. Yadyad vilakshanam tattat na tat prakritikam. So that which is dissimilar in nature cannot be the cause of that entity. Yatha mrud vilakshanaha ruchakadaya ityartha. So just as ruchakadaya, gold necklace, etc., are dissimilar in nature from earth, and therefore the earth cannot be the material cause of the golden necklace. Sukha dukkha moha sattva rajas tamamse. Sattvat sanjayate, sattvam sukhe sanjayati, where sattva is, sukha is there. Rajas is there, dukkha is there. Tamas is there, moha or delusion is there. Sukha dukkha moha sattva rajas tamamsi. Tatha the jagat sukha dukkha mohatmakam. So what do we find in jagat? We find happiness, unhappiness and delusion. Samanya prakritikam or samana prakritikam. It must have prakriti, it must have material cause which also has similar attributes. So Jagat is sattva rajas tamas. Therefore, the material cause also must have, material cause of Jagat also must have sattva rajas tamas as a constituents. Tat anvitatvat, because we find the sattva rajas tamas being inhering in the Jagat, therefore the material cause also must possess sattva rajas tamas. Yadittam tat tatha. So that which inheres the qualities, that alone so can be material cause. Yatha mrudanvitaha ghatadaya. Just as ghata, the pot, etc., inhere the qualities of earth, and therefore earth can be the material cause of ghata, etc. Tyaha, so mruda. That already we read there, okay. Vyapti muktva purvapaksha sadhakam anumanamaha. So Vyapti, what is Vyapti? Yadyad vilakshanam tat tat tanna tat prakritikam. That's the vyapti. And so, now here, vyapti muktva, so purvapaksha sadhakam anumanamaha. Now the tarka, the inference is stated here based on this vyapti. Tatha idamapi jagat acetanam sukha dukkha mohanvitam sat acetanasya eva sukha dukkha mohatmakasya karanasya karyam bhavitumarhati iti na vilakshanasya brahmanaha. Tatha similarly, idamapi jagat, this universe is acetanam, is unconscious or insentient. Sukha dukkha mohanvidam also inheres sukha, dukkha, moha or sattva, rajas, tamas. Acetanasya sukha dukkha mohatmakasya karanasya karyam bhavitum arhati. And therefore, it should be the effect of a material cause which must be constituted of sukha dukkha moha or sattva rajas tamas, as well as should be acetanam, insentient. Meaning that the material cause of creation also must be acetanam, insentient, as well as sukha dukkha mohatmakam, possessed of the three gunas sattva rajas tamas. न विलक्षणस्य ब्रह्मणः सिद्धांतम निषिद्धुम अनुमानः न विलक्षणस्य ब्रह्मणः. The jagat cannot be the effect of Brahman, which is dissimilar in nature. Same thing Jnanena says, vimatam na brahma prakritikam tat svabhavena ananugatatvat. This jagat cannot have Brahman as its material cause because it does not inhere the qualities of Brahman. Yatha mrit svabhavena anugatam vrishakadi na mrit prakritikam. Just as a golden necklace which does not inhere the qualities of earth cannot have earth as its material cause. Kincha na Brahma, both ways. Jagat na Brahma prakritikam. Jagat cannot have Brahman as the material cause. Kincha Brahma na Jagat prakriti. Brahman cannot be material cause of Jagat, both ways. Start Jagat cannot have Brahman as material cause, and Brahman cannot be the material cause of Jagat. Tasmin ananugata svabhavatvat, because the attributes of Brahma do not inhere in the Jagat. Yatha ghatadishu anugatam suvarnadadi tat prakriti na bhavati. Just as gold which does not inhere in the pot, etc., cannot be the material cause of the pot. So the anuman abhiparitya brahma iti. So Bhashyakara says, ब्रह्म विलक्षणत्वं च अस्य जगतः अशुद्धि अचेतनत्वदर्शनात् अवगन्तव्यम्. That this jagat is, the universe is dissimilar in nature from Brahman can be jagatah ashuddhi acetanatva darshanat, because we find jagat to be impure as well as insentient. From that we should be able to conclude how the jagat is dissimilar in nature with reference to Brahman. Tatra ashuddhatvam upapadayati. So jagat is ashuddham as well as acetanam. So first of all, ashuddham. Ashuddhatvam upapadayati shows how Jagat is ashuddham, impure. Ashuddham hi Jagat sukha dukkha mohatmakataya प्रीति परिताप विषादादि हेतुत्वात् स्वर्ग नरकादि उच्चावच प्रपंचत्वाच्च. So two things are stated. Jagat is achetanam and ashuddham. Brahman is chetanam and shuddham. This is the dissimilarity in nature. And both of these are being stated. How Jagat is ashuddham, first of all, how Jagat is impure. Sukha dukkha mohatmakataya, because Jagat is possessed of the Sukha dukkha and moha. Same Jagat has Sukha also, dukkha also, moha also. Priti, paritapa, vishadadi hetutvad. Sometimes Jagat causes priti, makes you happy. Sometimes paritapa causes you pain, and vishada, sadness or delusion. Same Jagat sometimes causes happiness, sometimes unhappiness, sometimes delusion. Also, swarg narakadi uchchavacha prapanchatvacha. And also there is no similarity here. There is so it is similarity. Vishamatvam is there. Something is great, something is superior, something is inferior. Swarga is a place of happiness and Naraka is a place of unhappiness, misery. So this different places also you find in Jagat, place of happiness and misery. Therefore it is impure in nature. Says Ratnabhava, यथा एक एव स्त्री पिंड पति सपत्नी उपपतीनां प्रीति परिताप विषादादीन करोति. How one entity can bring about happiness, unhappiness and delusion. So एक एव स्त्री पिंड, one woman can, pati, for pati this woman is a source of happiness. Sapatni means what? Co-wife. For that, this the cause of the paritapa, the jealousy, etc. And then upapati, a lover. For that, so vishadadi causes grief. How one person can cause happiness, unhappiness, and grief to different people. Evam anye vibhavaha drashtavyaha. Similarly, everything in the universe is like that. Sometimes a given thing causes happiness, same thing can cause unhappiness or delusion or sadness. So that is how Jagat is tatra priti sukham paritapa shoka vishado brahma. Sometimes priti means happiness, so paritapa means grief, or shoka, vishado means brahma. That's how interpretation is. Delusion. Adipadad ragadi graha. This Jagat causes raga, attachment, aversion, delusion. This is what we find. Narakaditi adi shabdena loka bhedanam tatra avastha prani bhedanam cha grahanam. There are 14 worlds, all different in nature, and also there are living beings in all those 14 worlds, also different in nature from each other. Jagatah acetanatvam sadhayati. So ashuddhatvam is stated. Now acetanatvam, how Jagat is insentient, that is being shown. Acetanam chaiti. Acetanam cha idam Jagat chetanam prati कार्य कारण भावेन उपकरण भावोपगमात्. Should be कार्य कारण भावेन, but all the time Bhashya says कार्य कारण भाव. So achetanam chedam Jagat. We say that this Jagat is achetanam. Why? Because Achetana or insentient thing is known to serve the purpose of a sentient or conscious being. So this is the rule, that what is insentient or what is unconscious, such as a house, is meant to serve the purpose of a conscious being such as Devadatta. So that is how you say house is insentient. By because house serves the purpose of a conscious being such as Devadatta. That is Jagat also serves the purpose of a conscious being, therefore it is unconscious. Achetanam chedam Jagat chetanam prati karya karana bhavena. See, what is this Jagat? Made of karya and karana, or karya and karana. So karya is the body, karana are the sense organs. So this Jagat, which has transformed itself in the form of the body, the sense organs are meant to serve the purpose of this Purusha or the conscious being. Therefore, Jagat is Achetanam. This body, sense organs, and rest of the objects are all Achetanam, unconscious, because they are meant to serve the purpose of Purusha, the conscious being. See, this is how we arrive at unconsciousness, How do you say something is unconscious? An unconscious thing serves the purpose of a conscious being, and the Jagat has transformed itself. So, upakarana bhavana, upakarana bhava upagamat. Upakarana means being helpful, being serving the purpose. So, Jagat, having transformed itself as the body, sense organs, etc., serves the purpose of the conscious being. So Anandagiri says, Chetanatva avisheshepi syad upakarya upakarakatvam. Why do you say that only Chetanam, Achetanam alone serves the purpose and not Chetanam? So says here, two things cannot serve these, two similar things cannot be upakarak to each other. One thing cannot serve the purpose of the other if it is the same nature. Only something which is different in nature can serve the purpose of other. So it gives the example. Nahi pradipah na pradipo parasparasya upakurutah. See, two lamps are similar in nature, and therefore one lamp cannot be said to be serving the purpose of the lamp. A lamp and pot, different nature, we can say. Lamp illumines a pot, pot is illumined by a lamp. But you cannot say that one lamp is illumined by other lamp, or one lamp serves the purpose of the other lamp. So two lamps which are similar in nature do not have the upakarya upakaraka sambandha. Upakarya, that which is served. Upakaraka, which serves. So upakarya upakaraka sambandha cannot be between two similar things such as two lamps. So says Ratnaprabha, Uvayoho chetanattvena samyat upakarya upakaraka bhava nasyaditi. So if Jagat also, we say, why not Jagat is Chetanam? But Jagat, if Jagat were Chetanam and Purusha also is Chetanam, then one Chetanam cannot serve the purpose of the Chetanam. But Jagat is found to serve the purpose of Purusha. Like Karyakana Sanghata is found to serve the purpose of the Purusha, the conscious being. Therefore it should be a Chetanam. If Karyakana Sanghata, body, mind, sense organs were also conscious, then they cannot serve the purpose of the conscious being such as Purusha. But since they serve the purpose, therefore they must be unconscious or insentient. So Ubhayoho Chetanattvena Samyat. If Karyakana Sanghata and Purusha, both of them were Chetana, Upakarya Upakaraka bhava nasyad, then the Upakarya being served, Upakaraka serving, that relationship cannot be. So now we raise the question, wait a minute, that's not always so. In Ayuktam Swami Bhrutyayoho Vyavicharaditi says, no, we can show you how one conscious being serves the purpose of another conscious being. So your rule that only an unconscious thing serves the purpose of conscious being is not true everywhere. We can show you the exception. What's the exception? So says here, Nanu Chetanapi Kaya Karanam Swami Bhruttanyayena Bhoktuhu Upakarishyate. Swami Bhruttanyayena. Swami is a master, Bhrutti is a servant. Servant also is a conscious being, master also is a conscious being. So one conscious being serving the other conscious being. Why do you say that two similar things cannot serve each other's purpose? They can. Therefore, you need not imagine that the body-mind complex is insentient. It can be sentient and can still serve the purpose of the person, the conscious being. Just as a servant who is a conscious being serves the purpose of master who is another conscious being. You find one exception, then the rule is broken, you see. Swami Bhrutya Nyaya Vigatayan. This Nyaya, Swami Bhrutya Nyaya. Nyaya means rule. How the Bhrutya serves the purpose of Swami Vigatayan. The Drishtanta is made to fall apart, is smashed by the next argument, na iti. Na Swami Bhrutyayoho api acetanam shascheva chetanam prati upakarakatvat. So when you say that a servant serves the master, which part of the servant serves the master? It is the acetanamsha. It is only the body-mind, body-mind aspect of the servant that serves the purpose of master. Not the consciousness serves the purpose of consciousness. Only the unconscious part of the servant serves the conscious part of the master. And suppose the master serves the servant, takes care of servant, then also it is the unconscious part of the master that takes care of the conscious part of the servant. Therefore, in Swami Bhrutya also, even if they enjoy the relation of upakari upakaraka, it is the unconscious element that is upakaraka and the conscious element is upakariya. Says 900, Kim chetanasya sakshadeva chetanantaram prati upakarakatvam kim va upakaraka karyakarana adhishtatrutve vikalpya adyam pratyaha. Kim chetanasya sakshadeva chetanantaram prati upakarakatvam. Does a chetana or a conscious being directly serves the purpose of the conscious being? Kim va upakaraka karyakarana adhishtatruttvena. So the question is, a servant serves the master. Is it the conscious being that the servant is serving the purpose of the master, or that servant possesses the body-mind complex? Servant is the conscious being, adhisthata, presiding over the karyakarana sanghata. It is because of that he serves the purpose, or the servant serves the purpose because he is a conscious being. Suppose servant did not have the body-mind complex, would he have served the purpose? No. So says Adyam Pratyaha Yohiti Yohi Ekasya Chetanasya Parigraha Buddhyadihi Achetana Bhagaha Seva Anyasya Chetanasya Upakaroti न तु स्वयमेव चेतनः चेतनान्तरस्य उपकरोति अपकरोति वा. Where upakara is there, apakara also can be there, by the way. What can serve you can also hurt you. That's both are there. So a house that serves a purpose, that gives you shelter, same house also can fall on your head, you know. So meaning that the inert unconscious thing can also be upakaraka or apakaraka. So Bhashyakara says, take the example of the servant and the master. Take the servant. Yo hi ekasya chetanasya parigraha buddhyadihi achetana bhagaha. Of the servant, the buddhyadihi achetana bhagaha. Of the servant also, the unconscious aspect of the servant, which is the intellect, etc., which belongs to the servant. Saiva anyasya chetanasya upakaroti. It is the body, mind, sense complex of the servant which is unconscious, that alone serves the purpose of the master who is the conscious being. Saiveti evakara nirasyam darshayati. And why? What else? What does it not serve? Says natu swayameva chetanah chetanantarasya upakaroti apakaroti va. It is not that one conscious being either helps or hurts the other conscious being. It is the unconscious aspect of the servant or a conscious being that helps or hurts the other conscious being. So Sakshat Chetanam cannot be Upakaraka or Apakaraka of other Chetanam. Then Upakaraka Karyakarana Adhishtatruttvena iti. So Dvitiyam Nirasyati. Next one. So that's what Ratnavara also Mritya Dehasyeva Swami Chetana Upakarakatva. It is a body of the servant that serves the Swami. Na vivichara iti na ityadina. Also Ratnavara Utkarsha Apakarsha Shunyatvat Chetananam Mitho na Upakarakatvam iti. Utkarsha Apakarsha Shunyatvat. One Chetanam is not superior to the Chetanam, or one Chetanam is not inferior. See, superior only when there is a superior-inferior relationship, that the inferior can serve the purpose of superior. But then, if both are equal, like the two lamps, or like two conscious beings, Utkarsha, Apakarsha, Shunyatvat, Chetananam. Since one Chetanam or one conscious being is neither superior nor inferior to the Chetana being, because both are similar in nature, therefore they cannot have the relationship of helping or being helped. So Niratishaya, Bhashyakara says, Niratishayaha hi akartaraha chetanaha iti sankyaha manyante. So Sankhya say that all Purushas are different from each other, but they are the same. So there are as many Purushas, as many living beings are there, but each Purusha is is what Nirvikara Chidvapuhu. Purusha is the changeless consciousness. Therefore, one Purusha is of the same nature as other Purusha. So, Niratishayaha. What is? There is no Atishaya. There is no difference between two Purushas. You know, Atishaya means that the superiority. One Purusha is not superior to the other Purusha, not different from other Purusha in nature. Akartaraha. Also they are not karta, they are only bhoktas. Chetanaha iti sankhya manyante. So this is the abhipraya opinion of the Sankhya, that Purusha, the self, is nirdishaya, is the same everywhere. Akarta is also a non-doer, is only an experiencer. So Purusha, so karya karana kartrutve hetu prakriti uchyate purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktritve hetu uchyate. The prakriti creates the karya karana sanghata and purusha is the bhokta, not karta. अतएव akartrutvam atishamantarena siddhyati. Therefore, also they are akarta. So that conscious Purusha is akarta also is arrived at by inference. Purusha is not pratyaksha. So by inference arrived that he is akarta. Therefore Bhashyakara says, Tasmad achetanam karyakaranam tasmat upakarakatvat, because the karyakarana, the body senses, body sense complex, since it serves the purpose of conscious being, therefore it is unconscious. So how you establish the insentiency of the body sense complex? That's interesting. So they also say that the body sense organs are unconscious. How? Because they have prakriti. Why? Because it serves the purpose of Purusha. So according to them, Prakriti is Upakarika and Purusha is Upakarya. Prakriti serves the purpose of Purusha. Prakriti creates the world around the Purusha to serve his purpose. Purusha has two needs, Bhoga and Apavarga. Either he wants the material pleasures or he wants moksha. And so Prakriti creates around him a world with which Purusha can they accomplish these purposes. Says Nyayanirana, Kincha Karyakarane Chetanatva Shanka Avakashavati Tatra Chetanasya Sattvad Kashtadishu Tad Ashankaya na udeti. Says here that as far as the body is concerned or sense organs are concerned, one can have a doubt. All this discussion arose because we cannot say, the question was, the body appears to be sentient, So body, sense organs, mind complex is felt to be sentient. So Sankhya says it not sentient. Because it serves the purpose of a conscious being, therefore the body sense complex is insentient. That's how they arrive at the insentiency of the body sense complex. Because otherwise there appears to be sentiency here. So that's why Nayana Kincha Karyakarane Chetanatva Shanka Avakashavati. The Karyakarana body sense organs there can be avakasha or scope of a doubt whether they are conscious or unconscious. Tatra chetanasya sattvat, because chetanam or the consciousness is present in the body mind also. It pervades the body mind complex. Kasthadishu tat ashankaya vanahudeti. But when it comes to wood, etc., the question of whether they are sentient or not. So whether this Jagat is sentient or insentient? You say it looks like Jagat is sentient because the body sense organs are sentient. Therefore, by argument it is proven that since the body sense organs serve the purpose of conscious being, therefore they are achetanam, they are insentient. So with reference to body, etc., there can be a question whether body is sentient or not, because it appears sentient. With reference to such entities as wood and stone, there is not even that doubt also is not there. So Nacha, so Bhashyakara says, Nacha Kashtaloštādīnām Chetanatve Kinchita Pramanamasti. So as far as Kashtaloštādīnām, Kasta means wood, a log of wood. Losta means a clod of earth. So in all of this, nobody ever questions. So Jagat is achetanam is well known. Jagat or the universe that consists of all these things as caste lost, consists of the clod of earth, stones, rocks, all of these are unconscious entities. So there is no doubt about unconsciousness. About the organism there can be doubt, about the inorganic stuff there is no doubt. इतस्य जगतः चेतनत्वम उक्तम अयुक्तमित्याह प्रसिद्धस्य भाष्यकार says प्रसिद्धश्च अयम चेतना चेतन प्रविभागो लोके अयम चेतना चेतन प्रविभागः, that the world consists of the sentient and insentient entities. There are Sajiva and Nirjiva. Sajiva possessed of life, Nirjiva lifeless. The universe consists of these two kinds of entities is also well known to people. Jagatah ashuddhatve acetanatve cha siddhe. Thus the Purupakshi, Sankhya established this nature of Jagat. What's the nature? Ashuddham, Acetanam. Ashuddham because Sukha Dukkha Mohatmakam. Acetanam because it serves the purpose of Chetana. Therefore, Upasamharati. What was said earlier is concluded here. Tasmadati. Tasmad Brahma Vilakshanatvad Na idam Jagat Tat Prakritikam. Tasmad Brahma Vilakshanatvad. Therefore, Jagat being dissimilar in nature, dissimilar from Brahman in nature, therefore, Na Tat Prakritikam. Jagat cannot have Brahman as its Prakriti or material cause. Tasmad, therefore, since Jagat or the universe is dissimilar in nature, that Jagat is Ashuddham and Acetanam, and Brahman is Shuddham and Chetanam, according to Shruti. Therefore, Brahman cannot be the material cause of Jagat because of dissimilarity in nature. So he has made up his case here as to how Brahman cannot be the material cause of Jagat. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.